Hello everybody, my name is Paul. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to using the letter credit to selling a large amount of product, a large amount of contract without you having any fund and working as a real commodity trader without any fund. So most people think that if you're selling a $1 million contract of oil or $1 million contract of garment, you need to have a sort of fund in order to fund the whole process. You do need fund, but not the fund to for the transactions. It's a fund for you to live, to eat, to marketing yourself, to being a commodity trader, to fly around, right? And the fund, in order for you to utilizing the fund of other people for the transaction, even you don't have a bank backing you, it's not even a law. It's just the ability to utilize the fund of the buyer. So how could you do it? So let me make an example. For example, there's a client who want to buy 1,000 tons of aluminum, and you both sign contract together. You do a really good job at sales. You found a nice supplier that willing to give you the price that's gonna make you a couple percentage of profit out of the transactions. And now you agree with the client that they're gonna pay you with a letter credit aside, with irrevocable, and also from a reputable bank like HSBC, and you received the letter credit. So you don't have any fund in your hand. You only had the ability to find a good supplier, find a good buyer, and connecting them together as a commodity trader. And you standing there taking the risk, make sure that the transaction go right? So what you're gonna do right here is that using that letter credit, this is what you could do, all right? You could go to the bank and tell the bank to cut that letter credit to the supplier. You have to go and negotiate with the supplier first. Hey, Mr. Supplier, we gonna make sure that the transactions is gonna pay to you by a letter credit. And you could be the person who picking the bank. And I'm gonna make sure that whenever you shipping the product, we have the document. Both of us gonna receiving the money. And the deal gonna be so fair. So after they agree with you, you and them both go into the bank and you cut it to a part of you and a part for them. So that letter credit is a multiple automated payment because you have the right to do so. After that, now the suppliers only need to producing that product, and then bring it to the cargo company and start deliver the product and getting that bill landing or whatever document that required to releasing the money, submitted to the bank, and you're both getting your money. So you could sell a large amount of commodities, could be millions and millions of dollars with nothing in your pocket, because you're not the person who need to fund it out. The person who need to fund it out is the supplier, is the manufacturer. And here's the interesting thing: why manufacturers will accept that deal. If you work at an industry that big enough, people are gonna have the understanding of they could using that split up letter credit to go and make a loan with the bank, and from that the transaction gonna be extremely easy and smoothly. So what do I mean by that? They could go and get a loan 70% out of the actual contract, the actual letter credit signs. So for example, if it's a $1 million letter credit, they're gonna get 70% to buy material, and they're gonna both happy with that, and you both happy with that. So what industry you couldn't do this thing, and you should avoid to work on as a commodity trader. Everything that have a timeline is gonna go rotten pretty fast, like fresh produce, just like the commodity that I sell in the past. You should avoid it. All right, you're gonna put yourself in a lot of risk because people gonna refuse to do the letter credit with you because it's so many risks with them, right? And also there could be a risk of the transactions when you deliver the fruit go rotten. It's most of the time the fruit go rotten, the container go bad, cannot keep up the temperatures. All the things that alive like fresh fish and fresh flour, all that you cannot use in the letter credit. So it's really bad choice if you have to do the commodity trading thing. So don't decide yourself with that. Yeah, go with wood, go with other things that you could use letter credit and sell a large amount of transaction without the risk and the scarcity of it's gonna go wrong. Alright, what else should I mention here? Another one thing that you need to know when you're using the letter credit like this is the amount of time it's going to take you in order to explain for the whole process, for the whole all the people in the transaction to understand. If they don't have the basic knowledge, could be tough sometimes. Oh, I forgot to mention this. If you don't even have the money to pay for the cargo, the shipping fee, the freight, what you gonna do? You could go to the freight company and negotiate to slip the LC by 3. One for you, one for them, and one for the other person. So that how you're gonna using the letter credit to selling a infinite amount of money to a client without put yourself at risk, and you don't have to spend any money. So that is what you could do with the letter credit.